they gave it, but it was essentially this cost and then GME collaboration. Where is the actual? Apparently, they might have actually pulled this, but anyways, this tweet from Mod Retro. Yeah,
some retro.
So basically, it's like you got the cost headphones in there from GameStop making the post. So there you go. I mean, like I like the old school. I remember some of these games back in the day, but cost doing this on the move. So up 7%. It's a decent move, but I just want to caution everybody. Cost has done 360,000 shares. It was literally doing nothing before this. So liquidity is at a bit of a premium here. So it is trying to make a move to the upside. I mean, GameStop didn't really do anything on that because why would they? I don't know that it makes any sense that GameStop would be making a move, but it is what it is. I'm going to go back over to AFRM because AFRM was at resistance. Like I said, it was having a bad day. It just did a bit of a trend reversal, but this is 42.25. You can see the resistance that looks good on AFRM. The daily chart is showing you fail, break, roll back over. It's at 45 level all over again that it's been failing at. So I'm looking shorts underneath 42 on AFRM. We were long off the bottom, but I like this consolidation level. Give it to the local high here in the teens.
All right, there's 20 handles. All right, so we're back, man. Let's see if the Bears can run a little bit. We're at 30%. It just fell down. I mean, 20 handles. Come on, we'll take it 150 handles high right there. We'll put back down a little bit of money back into our account here as we take some handles and take it out. We just got 01s there, or 01s or 02s. There's the fill there. So 2 fills actually on the downside, an 05 and an 01. So now we'll wait to see if we get some more. Let's go. We're at 91s right now. So yeah, man, let's just battle back. We've had these runs before. Let's see if we can do it again. Just try to be patient, right? I mean, we're right here. We're right now. We're going to sit here. We might as well look to make some opportunities and make some trades. So that's it right there. Let's figure out if this is going to be the one for us. I'm bidding 91s, and then hopefully we can get into where we were barcoding a little bit, where we were able to get out of a bunch of this. So it's 150 handles to the high side. We took about 100 handles right there a bunch of times as we started piece out of this. We could trade the futures, but again, that wouldn't give me many opportunities to get in and out of it like we do here on the TQs. It's more about getting out, not in. We normally will take 1 or 2 ins and not average into the trades, and we'll talk about some of the mistakes that we make when we average in. But at the end of the day, we're taking multiple offers, lifting those when they come out, taking them out at the 50 period, taking them out at the 200 period, waiting to see barcoded levels. And then, of course, as we rip up into VWAP is where we will start to take more and more out. So there we go. We told you we got it at 30% down there. That's what we did. Now we'll wait to see if we can get a reload up here at 73.30. That's my next spot. And then if we break here, 73.50, I don't even think we have. No, we do not. So 73.52. Let's just say that. I mean, what is this exact level there? I mean, we should be somewhat exact. 49s, okay. That's good enough. When you're trading an instrument like the futures, it's not overly specific to levels right on the dot or anything like that, because rarely are you going to see, like, it could break 4 or 5 handles and then just come crashing back down. Very rarely from what I've seen anyways, and I don't sit here and watch the market, but for sure when I'm talking about this product here in the ETF space, is very rarely do I see like marks down of share sizes, right? Like you won't really see a iceberg order is what I'm trying to get out there. So most of the time you'll see an order and it will just run right through it. The size isn't too much of a factor when you're trading in the futures. You can get as many if you're at the right levels. It will just run you over because it's mainly algorithmic trading. So that's what I was stumbling for. It doesn't matter. And I'm not trading enough share size.
Tons of algo, yeah.
Right. And even if I was on the futures, like I wouldn't be trading enough share size to affect anything. If you look on the level 2 here, each one of these is 100 shares. That's 3,000, see 3,000 more shares, 4,000 more shares. And then when you watch through here, a lot of the time 700 shares clean, 400, 200, 2,300, like it doesn't matter. So it's try to get the levels, try to line them up properly, and hopefully you'll be able to, hit a winner on that. So yeah, we'll see. We're going to average in at VWAP though. Let's be patient with this play. This is how we get caught up sometimes, guys. We not very patient with our plays. So let's wait here and see if we can put some damage.
It cuts both ways.
It does, yeah. So be patient. Maybe we get our fill, maybe we don't, but we were patient on the way up. Let's see if we can be patient on the way back in for retracement NVIDIA off 124. Darn, that was better.
I just saw, Sebastian's like, did you get into Dell? Lorenzo's like, they did get in. And I saw a few people say Dell kind of just spiked through the high of the day there. So it's 4.5%. I think the difference is, the market's up, but like things that are breaking highs right now are just distinctly different. So like I like Dell in the trend, but I'm trying to be patient by the dip, by the consolidation, and then it just breaks out the high of the day. I was able to, I didn't actually I got to fill in a firm, but I did not get filled in MAR. MAR dipped right back into the same level. I don't need the trend line, but it kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at. And then makes this dip right underneath 1750. We're long at 48. Does the wick. I want the long right back at 50, give it to the local bottom, and see if that can continue trend. SMCI, for anyone watching it, is still, like, look at how controlled this move is. Like, it's not a 45-degree angle, but it is a very chill, straight line back up on SMCI. It's starting to get a little bit more volatile, but it's not really breaking this trend at all in either direction. I think a lot of times you see something like this, if SMCI breaks this trend in either direction, just pay attention. Like I'm drawing a line of best fit. But like if you really start to break away from this in either direction, I'm going to have it up on level 2. Like that's going to be a signal for me. Like if you're short anything related to the space and this starts breaking up, you're going to want to watch out for that. But it's a very gentle, like an algo-driven kind of move. It's not as if you're going to do anything with that except hold along if you happen to be in it. I certainly wouldn't be trying to short that as it's rocking back to the upside. It's also SSR, so any bounce right now is aided by the fact that in order to go short and hit the bid to do it, you need there to be the last print green. So the only new position is AFRM. We still are hoping to get Dell on a dip buy, but AFRM here right at 42 as it's underneath this 42.20. 42.40 was the flat bottom break that I wasn't in. And now it's VWAP. So I think there's probably 2 swings that I'd have at this. Right here, and then again at VWAP at 42.40, I'd take a couple of shots at it. Let us know what else you guys are looking at. Data, apparently.
I saw someone in the chat.
Oh, I don't have
I have it.
Oh, you have it.
Why
don't I have that button?
It's not this one.
No. I wish I had the button, but I
did have. Wait, I did.
I thought I had it too.
Ah ha ha.
Dada.
There we go.
Ha ha ha.
Dada.
All right. All right.
And that's really Brendan, live on the show when we talked about that one time.
Yeah, that was a
3
good
years
little
ago.
snipe there, whoever put that together.
16% up it is.
That's it? Okay. All right, so we have been reloaded.
I'm reloaded. Dada.
Right here, we just got reloaded at the exact same price. So we'll go 14s again. So now we're short TQQs 14s. We only put on what we got out. So I don't know. Again, if it drops into 01, we'll bid that again. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, even though it's only moving 10 cents, we could make 20 cents, right? Because you would make 10 cents on a piece there, you'd make 10 cents again. But it's 10 cents is not that much. We're clawing our way back. We're clawing our way back on that. And I'm not trying to put on a lot of shares. I would much rather get a little more comfortable up here if we can get into, into view up into the 30s. Man, chugging this water boy right now. Okay, Waterboy, bad movie, I think. DKNG, Waterboy for me was one of the worst Adam Sandler, like...
you don't like Bobby Boucher? You don't?
No, I don't, because it's I don't know, it's kind of like making fun of a handicap a little bit. I'm not favoring that movie, that is for sure.
His number one, let's see, what do you think?
No, for me, I really like Big Daddy because there's like a warm message there.
Oh, I love Big Daddy.
About how he adopts the kid. And then the best part about that one, Happy Gilmore, yeah, they're all good. For Waterboy, for me, I don't know, it's whatever. They're all the same. They're all better. Comedy again. I like Uncut Gems for him. That was a good one. Obviously, it's a little bit different than what we're talking about right now with the Happy.
That was legit.
It's not Happy. What's his thing? Madison. Is it Happy Madison?
Happy Madison Productions.
Right, Happy Madison. I was going to say, is it Happy Gilmore, Happy Madison Productions? Right there. But that was a good one. I don't know. You guys let us know of your favorite Adam Sandler movies there. Billy Madison was the one in school. I think we watched Billy Madison with our kids, like it was on TBS or something, so it was fine. It was pretty funny. They liked it.
TBS.
Well, no, you got it. Why I say that is like TBS still exists, doesn't it?
I don't have cable, so I have no idea. I mean, of course it does, but I don't.
This must have been a while ago, or TNT. It was probably something Canadian, like A&E or something like that. I don't know what it was. But I just remember watching that. And thing is, now we're looking for, because they're 10 and 12, it's like, you know, they don't want to watch the kids' movies, and they want to watch the.
Want to keep it real.
They want to watch, you know, a little more action-based movies, but some of those movies do not have the most appropriate topics and whatnot, right? And so it's like we started watching Ted Lasso, and then it's fine, but there's a lot of F-bombs in there.
Ted Lasso, really? I've never seen it.
Yeah, and there's some.
Maybe
It's all good. It's all some of the jokes will go over their head.
They'll hear it all in school. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So I don't want to. Anyways, it's all good. All right, here we go. There it is again, man. We did it again. Money. There's the reload. There's a little bit more money coming through there. So that was a good one. Okay, you are not invited to my bar mitzvah. Yeah, that was a good one, actually. We did watch this one with my kids. So here it is right here. Ramin just sent this over here. What is it? It's actually a good one. The daughter, get this sponsored.
Oh, yeah?
Out of here. But yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, then
it was a pretty good movie. So anyways.
Is it kid-friendly?
Yeah, very kid. Is it kid-friendly? I don't know what the rating is. 7 years old? I don't know. But probably, I don't think there's anything too bad in it, but that is a good movie. Yes, good one there. So one you can watch with your kids. He's changed a little bit, obviously, from some of the ridiculousness, but there still are some really fun movies out there. There's that one, Grown Ups. Was it kind of it was Kevin Adams. It had Chris Rock. There it had somebody else.
Saturday Night Live guy.
Not Will Arnett.
David Spade, right?
Yeah, it did have David Spade, but I like Tommy Boy.
Come on, man.
David Spade is way too much of like a character.
But Tommy Boy is one of the best.
Oh, Tommy Boy, yes, but I say David Spade generally. I love him with Chris Farley.
Those two were. They were dynamic, dude.
The guy in Swingers. Why can't I think? He's one of my favorite actors. I can't even think of his name. Vince Vaughn was also in that Grown Ups as well.
So the market just came down a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the market in a quick. Kevin James. Yeah, Kevin James in that one too.
Yeah.
I'm hit or miss
Grown Ups.
I'm hit or miss with Kevin James. I think sometimes I
like the King of Queens.
Yeah, look, King of Queens, great. I feel like he's been in
a good late
things.
night show where you have nothing else going on.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't a huge fan of the MMA one that he was in or the Mall Cop, but
he wasn't in. Oh yeah, that's right. He wasn't in MMA.
The one where he's like the teacher that does the MMA fighting.
Yeah, well, there's probably reasons why that. I mean, that doesn't.
Like it just there's always a certain point at which if it's just too unbelievable for me, it takes me out of the moment. Like I don't mind if things are unrealistic. That one didn't do it for me.
Tommy Boy is.
Tommy Boy is an absolute gem of a film.
And then the best Saturday Night Live skits is that Sloppy Joe, like the Lunch Lady Land.
I tell you guys what I think the best SNL sketch is, but it's like wildly inappropriate. There's a skit. It was
most of them are.
No, but this is before. I think it was Richard Pryor and Chevy Chase. And it was a job interview. And then they do word association.
Oh, yeah.
And you get two comedians that don't give a darn about what they say.
Right.
That just go back and they just start ad-libbing, and it's not for kids at all, but it's just two unbelievable comedians saying, hey, let's just be funny and push every single limit. And again, I wouldn't do any of the routine because I'm not trying to, some people get offended by that stuff. I just die laughing. And I love Tropic Thunder, and I love when the market goes.
You mean some people get offended by racist stuff?
Well, it is what it is.
That's why it's Saturday Night Live, and that's why it's late night. I'm not trying to.
You got to push boundaries in comedy, man. You got to push.
Look at Dave Chappelle there. I mean, that stuff is pretty ridiculous, but yet pretty funny.
Look, my dad is old school, and I was watching Chappelle's show. The very first episode is Clayton Bigsby.
I know, I like black, white supremacists.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm watching it, and my dad walks in the room. I'd seen it a million times already. He's like, what are you watching? And I just sort of sit there. He starts watching it with me, like, okay, is he going to hate this? And then he just dies.
Yeah.
He just dies. Like, who is this? Like, who is this guy? He's funny as all hell.
There's, I guess it's what, I apologize. I don't know the name of the hurricane, but we will be safe with Florida. So thank you. Hurricane Halim? That's my barber's name. Wow. I'm going to him tonight, so I'll have to say what's up to Hurricane Halim. But no, all kidding aside, I mean, the best part, again, Florida, hopefully they're set up, we just hope for, a planned evacuation or whatever happens in your city. But definitely, guys, if you are, into that spot, pay attention to your local news streams for more information. I don't even know what to say. We don't have any hurricanes up. Like all we get is like, oh my God, man, I'm not coming into work tomorrow. We're gonna have like 5 inches of snow or whatever it is, and then of course that 5 inches becomes 12, and then you're wondering what you've done wrong.
We're very lucky here. Out east, still get the last remnants. Like my brother will probably get that in Halifax in a few days, but always got to be safe. Like when you have the ability to get out, sometimes it's like you got to be able to do it. But yeah, everybody be safe, button up in there. Let's have a little bit of fun. The futures, we like it more when the market goes up, but right now it's going back into the downside. The good news, okay, so Mara's holding VWAP because crypto's not doing anything, but Affirm just kind of rolled over that 42. Low of the day, 41.5 here. I tried the short down there, and I can tell you it didn't work, and then reversed into a long, so I'm expecting a bounce off 41.5 on Affirm. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere here. So all I have to go by is the support that it's got and then the even dollars. That's 41.5. If it bounces off that, then that will be fine. Dell's, like the market ticks down and Dell just continues to go up. Like see what I mean? Like Dell's just climbing and climbing and climbing. This was probably, I know it's completely hindsight, but like, I'm kicking myself because when SMCI made a bottom, this should have just been an easy long. Like why is it going down? They don't have any problems. Their problem, like SMCI's problems are not Dell's problems. And Dell was on the verge of a breakout. Like look at the nice daily chart on Dell. If you look at the low, like previous resistance was 120.5 on Dell. You know, it doesn't even get there. It just bounces off the even dollar in front. And once it was trending up, it's like, I saw this, which is a topping tail candle. I'm like, ooh, that's a short. And I shorted it. Okay, get some out and then stop out. So it's kind of like it's a flat trade, but that flat trade going short stops you from thinking about going long. That's what it does. So it doesn't matter. So it's actually a huge fail because that was the best place to be long when you really think about it, and it did it again. So off to the races is Dell. Hopefully it doesn't drag everything up with it because Affirm probably doesn't care, but market trying to bounce a little bit here. Chip Greenside 24. Do you guys have a big picture view of the markets? Are we near a technical top?
Anytime the market gets...
I mean, we are, like, yeah, we are. I don't think... That's not saying anything crazy. Yeah, well, look at the Qs. Like, look at the weekly chart of the Qs. Like, I don't think you have to be any kind of a market technician or whatever we call it to say that we're at a bit of a technical top. I mean, yeah, the Qs are trying to get there. You're grinding through the lower high. So what it looks like to me is you are trying to make the next leg to the high on the weekly, because you're holding the higher lows. It's a strong recovery. I know it doesn't look great today because of what's going on in Micron and SMCI, but you're still above the local breakout here at 485. So as long as you hold on to that to the end of the week, like this is intact. Like, yeah, when you have these big, massive weeks, like not every single week is going to look like some of the massive ones that we've had recently. There's nothing wrong with a muted up move. Like that's perfectly reasonable going back into the high. Until we get to 500 or the trend breaks, I'm not really hating it. It was just a frustrating dip buy today. That's all. And some things cooperated better than others, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. We're just looking at the same stocks right now, looking at the futures. It's doing absolutely nothing. The last time we've seen this, we've been preparing for a dramatic move one way or the other. But as you can see, we've just gotten a couple more outs here. So these are shorts. We were long into it. We talked about that. Now we're short backside on the futures. So we'll wait. We just reloaded it. We didn't just reload it now. We had reloaded it in the past. Let's wait to see if we can get it to go. So we're not trying to do anything. We're waiting to offer up here 30s. If it does come back in, we will take another offer and then get out at the 50 area, which is about right. I mean, it'll be a loss. Like if it rips up here and takes it out, it'll be a loss. But for right now, we are sort of holding out that the market does have some downside pressure now as it's bounced off of VWAP now once, twice. Will it happen thrice? That's really going to be the question right there. The name that I was going to talk about quickly, not quickly, I don't think we're not in a rush for anything right over there. I keep looking over there. I think we have a guest coming over there, and I look over there, and it's Blake Griffin on the screen over there. So
I know, it throws us off because usually a blank.
But yeah, Joe, long lost brother, they say in the chat there, is Blake Griffin. So,
but can Joe dunk is what I want.
No, he cannot. He did mention that he could not dunk. He did not get the genes there through Blake Griffin. But all right, so do we have an ad read? We can go to that if you want, Ramin. Okay, well then let's go. Oh, Neil's reading it.
Oh, you better believe it. And today, if you wanted to get that SMCI news live when it happened, then Benzinga Pro was your friend. If you feel lost in the noise of the market, then you need Benzinga Pro. Benzinga Pro cuts through the clutter and gives you the insights you need to make smarter, faster trades. From real-time news to unusual options activity. We'll show you exactly what's moving the market and why. Don't miss out on your chance to trade like a pro. Visit Benzinga Pro to start your free trial today. And I love free. Free is amazing. One thing I feel like we don't do enough of is we had this conversation about Benzinga because it's not just a tool for the news. It's a great tool for news in there, but I use it for more than just that. You know what? Doing the watch list, filling in for Adara for a couple of days. I look at my movers on Benzinga. We come to my screen for a second, guys. I just want to show this off, if we could. Yeah, I look at it for movers. I got the earnings monitor. You have an economic calendar. In addition to the news feed, you have unusual options activity, as I was saying earlier. And it's customizable. Like, you can do all this good stuff in there. So it's a multifaceted trading tool. Everyone's going to listen to it for the news. I think a lot of people, and rightfully so, they want to make sure they're up with what's going on in the overall market. But you can set alerts on this. There's so much you can do. And I'm here to tell you, like, I've been trading a long time. Like, I wanted to go short on SMCI, but there's a very big difference between getting the news and punching quickly and having it up here, where I think a lot of people would feel very comfortable getting a punch anywhere before 70 or through 70. But once it halts down, it's a bit of a different story, because at that point, like, you've already gone $40, $50 to the downside. It's not an easy trade to make in that situation. But if you get it early and you can just hit that key, if you're trading SMCI, that's even better. That's important. You want to get to that news as fast as you can. I just heard.
Yeah, I just heard BlackBerry's reporting. We don't have an earnings board, right? I don't think.
It's
okay,
just,
so that's okay. I just wanted to know, because I didn't want to show this if there was more to come on the earnings board. But okay, so today is September 26th. So we'll go over here to see what is reporting tonight. So maybe I can zoom in a little bit here. There we go. Hopefully that looks good on the screen. So we do have Costco tonight, so get ready for that earnings report coming through. That's going to be the big one. Market cap of $400 billion, and huge move, right? 4% is what's expected. Last time we only moved 0.7. So I kind of say that tongue in cheek. I have no idea if it's going to be a big report or not, but Costco right now trying to go. So we'll see what happens now with Costco. Hopefully tonight, a big report for them. BlackBerry, there what it was, Neil. So did you hear what that news was? I did not, but
I think it was just that they're reporting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So BlackBerry's still holding, man, $1 billion, which was once probably a few $100 billion in market cap, maybe not that large, but 1.5 there. BlackBerry comes tonight. That's BB. As we see, not too much else here that I can see that's any significant, but it's going to be, I guess, Jabil there, Costco, Accenture is obviously a big company, not one that we normally trade. We can look over there just to see CarMax we saw before market open. So all of these stocks have already reported. There's the moves. It's tonight is what we're looking for. So Vail and BlackBerry looks like the two ones for tonight. So relatively muted into the close.
Are you hating on Scholastic?
Yes. But Costco should.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
No, Costco's the one, man. Let's be real for a second. BlackBerry is only interesting if like GameStop starts going again, because if outside of like this for a couple of days, that was like Roaring Kitty. I'm pretty like that. Yeah, it was May, right? Like, it just everything else about it is what it usually does. But I will tell you, this was the one to fade when all of that GameStop mess was going on, right? Like, instead of shorting GameStop, you shorted this stock on the pops, where GameStop would halt down, and you punch short on BlackBerry, which is up on sympathy. I want to check back in only because it's related to it a little bit. Is that cost? Yeah, I mean, the initial news, good, and then it's right back in. So just a tweet by GameStop, kicking it old school or whatever the heck they said, and cost is right back down. The volume was the dead giveaway, 360,000 shares. I mean, come on, like, that's not going to get the job done at all. The market's trying to go back up. I mean, you're sliding higher on Mara, but all of a sudden, Mara went from like this, like the trend down was 1810 to 1730. So since it reversed the trend, it's a 15-cent range. So you went from like an 80-cent range, which is 5% on an $18 stock, to since it broke the trend, it's been an hour and it's got a 20-cent range. So like that's what the market does in the afternoon. You just have to be willing to accept it. So it's going inside of the range. All you can do is try to trade inside of it. If it breaks out, great, then we hold on. John just said in the chat, Meta broke consolidation tops and is screaming. Meta broke consolidation, yes. I don't know. See, screaming, I know it's going up. But it's hard to say it's screaming given the way that things went down today. I was long Meta twice today. And I feel like sometimes you get away with them. I got away with it on Meta today. You know, I got lucky. There's no question about it. Like I got one bounce. I'm like, ooh, this doesn't look so good. Let's get out. And then I was like, oh, let's take another bounce off of yesterday's lows, and then got in and out. And it was just opportune. Like the market was tanking, so it was kind of easy. Like when everything else you'd look at started to dump, it's like, oh, maybe we should get out of this bounce because you're like everything you're looking at would be dumping, and that's the reason we get out. So Meta. It's moving, but as we speak, it's already starting to come back into the downside. Give us that low of the day here.
Yeah, I just said, here we go, and then the market doesn't even move, really. All right, so we did get a reload there in the TQs. We talked about what level we wanted, so now we're short here at 25. We just covered some down there, or right around here at 14s or 15s. I can find out exactly where we got 13s right now, so it's a good little level. I did put some more bids. Let me put one more bid down here, maybe 12s, and then we'll see if we can do some damage on that, but there it is. It's a nice little pullback in. So for me, this works, right? I mean, we'll just continue to watch out, but at the end of the day, it's a good little pullback in for us. So we're just stacking. Like now, we can hit this officially because this is what we're doing. We're starting to stack up some profits here. So again, we go from Joe trading options. We had Satya talking a little bit about her book and some crypto and things like that. And we might have found now some futures trading here as well. So as we continue to add more and more hosts and more ability to give you guys a different look all the time, different trading experiences and things like that. Here it is right now. It's futures, and we'll see if we can keep that money in our pocket. There, give me those. Yes, sir. That's a big one right now, man. We get excited because this is what we do. We're here every day. We're trying to put on some good ideas, and I love when we talk about this and then it happens. So there it goes, man. That's a good one. It's a nice futures play. Bring it on down right now. Back through. Let's go. We now have half. We have actually a little more than half of what we had there, but we're just starting to piece this out. Was not really expecting this move right there. We probably should not have got more out there at 12, but we will take that bid there at 05s or so, 06s. And here we go. Let's get a breaker 19. Do you read or what? Downside right now. Get going. Get through 90s here. We're bidding 90s if we can get that good. But so far, man, that's 150 handles high side. Let's see if we can get that pump, that action going now to the downside. If it does, great. We are holding about 55% or so of what we had initially up top. But there it goes, man. The number one stock here today, I'm going to put another bid at 04. The number one stock continues to be the futures. Neil just went over, I think your number one stock was Meta. So far, so good on that one, man. We just talked about looking at what we're trading and playing the best stocks for us, playing the momentum, doing what you guys do best. And you notice that I've left NVIDIA alone. This has been my worst stock today. And it's funny because I was like, you know what? I like the 124 short, and it actually profiles pretty much identical to the futures. So I'm fine with what's been happening. We'll make a lot of money on the futures and lose a lot of money on NVIDIA today. So we'll hold out now. Just continue to hold these futures contracts, which of course are just shares in the TQs. This is a triple levered instrument, so we should get bigger moves than the futures here. Let's see if we get it. Let's go downside. We're bidding 72.91s. So if that comes in, you'll probably hear me get a little excited again. But right now, nice pullback in. Couple 10, 20 handles in the money now. We'll wait to see if there's a little bit more of a flush. We just took some more out at 08.
So I think somebody might have fat fingered on Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Just now. Because Tesla wasn't doing anything, and then Tesla did a drop on one candle right here. Did this move from 253 half to 252 half, in one shot, and it's already trying to bounce back upside. Let's see if they dump it at that same price again. So Tesla worth watching in here. I want to shout out Nick W. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. Biggest winning streak of your career this week since trading full time. Thanks so much for what you guys do. Learn so much watching the show. I'm going to hit the like on that one, and we'll go with, hey, everybody drop a congratulations. If you want to drop Nick a congratulations, then you've got to be a subscriber to be in the chat. So let's drop that in there for Nick Dubs. Congrats, buddy. Congrats on the short trade. Anyone that was short Tesla, congratulations as well. And let's take care of some business.
Yes, the important thing about this is Firefly Neuroscience is revolutionizing brain health by making its FDA-cleared brain networks analytics technology available to medical professionals in support of providing better outcomes for patients with brain health disorders. And illnesses like depression, dementia, anxiety, concussion, and ADHD. The company's proprietary technology is built on extensive research and the world's largest standardized database of over 17,000 patients across 12 disorders, including clinically normal people. Join us at Firefly Neuroscience, traded on NASDAQ under symbol AIFF, and be part of the transformation to improving the lives of people suffering from brain health illnesses and disorders. Firefly Neuroscience, igniting hope for patients. So thank you to Firefly as they continue to support the show, and we'll support them as well here at Trader TV Live. AIFF, go double check that and get your groove on with them. All right, TQQ, a little bit of a backside move here. That's fine. I'm not going to average into this at all. This is how you lose, right? And we could talk about this, winning trades, losing trades, and abound. If I go back into this level and it doesn't hold and rips up, like, we don't want to be right, wrong, and the one time that we're wrong, we give back everything that we're right on. So we will continue to hold on to this. We got out some more at 04. We now have about 40% left of this trade. Are we waiting for more downside? Yes, we are. But will that happen? I don't know. So we are going to wait to see if that does happen. We have now entered the hour of power, ladies and gentlemen. So
the GE buyer time.
On that one. And now we will wait to see if there are any infamous buyers coming into this market, or if we will just sit on our hands and see if there's a play that intrigues us at all. But right now, I'm not super intrigued with everything here. Maybe a Tesla trade someone was talking about.
Tesla actually bounced. It's bouncing now, but I want to give you the reason no reload on Affirm, which I think is an easy, obvious answer. So Affirm made the bottom, so it went 42, it bounced down off of 41.70. But you remember what was happening when it's retesting back up at the high? Well, the market wasn't bouncing at that moment. The market was going down. The market was going down when this started bouncing. That's an easy don't reload at that level, in my opinion. When it stops going with the trend, then you don't get back into the trade. So we just get out of it on the final third. It was Tesla that we're going to go to next because, and someone, I might have said, or it might have sounded like I said fast finger. Fat finger. A fat finger is just, and I don't know that that's what happened on Tesla. I'm just kind of joking around because nothing was going on and then it dropped. A fat finger would just be if you accidentally, or any trader accidentally just buys or sells more shares than they wanted to, or maybe they bought when they meant to sell. So when nothing's happening and the stock does a weird move like that, it's maybe somebody at Morgan Stanley or some random desk just put an extra zero on the sell order and it caused that move and it'll snap right back. Usually the way that you can tell is it snaps right back. But Tesla might be consolidating underneath that 235 or 253.5. And if that's the case, there could be some legitimate selling going on. That's what would concern me. So now you're getting a consolidation lower. I think that's kind of confirming the move to the downside. So to me, short back underneath 253.5. I keep saying 235, which is incorrect, is going to line up. I'm still in Mara. That's bouncing decently, but like I said, the move now on Mara has been very much inside 17.5 to 1770 for the last hour. So it's at the top of the range. If it doesn't break it out, then you'll wait for it to get back to the bottom and then play that 20-cent range all over again until it stops working on MARA. Bitcoin's still hovering at 65,000, but on the north side. If it loses that, no reload. If it hangs on to it, then yes, reload. I think that's a pretty simple idea. SMCI just curled off of VWAP as well, by the way. So that upward trend on SMCI, hey, it's broken the trend to the downside.
I'm still looking for different scanners here to figure out if there's anything actually doing anything. Oh, okay. One thing right here that just broke, and not just broke, but has been weak. I mean, we've been picking on Google for a couple days. Every time the market's a little bit weaker, we look over here to Google, and right now it's down 0.63, market down 0.73. So as far as relative, these eyelashes here. As far as relative strength and weakness, not really. It's pretty much equal with the market today. But you could see the trend, right? I mean, the futures right now is doing this, nothing, hanging out up top, and Google continues to sort of fade a little bit here. So this would probably be the name here that I'll look at heading into the close a little bit more now. I just need to sometimes find a name that, lines up with something. The only risk about Google here, and I think that this, if the futures really crank to the downside, we're already short the futures right here. So with that position that you can see, Neil's in Mara, I'm in TQQ. Hopefully the board makes sense to everybody out there. At the end, pretty simple today, one position each. But that break right there could spark it. That's 162.30. So breaking through the low of the day, always something to consider for a trade like this, especially if this market gets ramped up again. So let's be careful with it. But right now it's Google looking like it could break. I'd short if we can get back up to here, but that's 162.70 or so. That's where the 50 period is and the 200. So we have a little bit of support if we wind up changing our mind down there or upside on Google. So we can wait for that trade to come in. We're not doing anything with this futures position. We've already talked about it. Now it's time. I will continue to look at the chat. So again, you got to be a subscriber. So hit the like and then subscribe immediately for that one. And then we will be able to address your questions in the chat. Someone emailed us the other day and was like, you're unable to participate in the chat. The answer is pretty simple. You just got to hit the subscribe button.
And be sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single notification.
And then, if you hit the bell icon, you also do not miss a single notification. So do that.
But don't worry, we're here all. The easy thing as well is
book market.
The market's open. The U.S. markets are open. Then we're live. It's that simple. We're not going anywhere. If it's a U.S. holiday, you're not going to find us around here. Canadian Thanksgiving, we'll come in. Not that we have any turkey, but we'll trade the U.S. markets. I feel like, though, we should, when we come in on Canadian Thanksgiving, at least a little bit of cranberry, something. Like you do. I don't know if the caterer, we get the salad, but the caterer sometimes used to give like a bit of a themed Thanksgiving. I don't want to call it a Thanksgiving lunch, but like a themed Thanksgiving lunch. You get some cranberry on. It's like a festive lunch. That's right, Fabian.
Very good, Fabian.
There. That's what I'm trying to think about. But we're always going to be here. Hit the like for. What's Ramin eating?
What's Ramin eating? I don't know. Probably something real good.
Oh, it's just a salad. Oh, okay. No, I couldn't really tell there. I'm always just kind of curious when someone's eating.
Yeah,
you might have.
We know that. Yeah. Okay, what were you just talking about?
I want to get Tesla short under 253.5. What was the other thing? Dell does not want anything that's related to 125, as it's about to make another high of the day. Dell's on one right now. Like Dell is the thing, as it makes another press into the high of the day. Like it's just silly how strong this one has gone. It's about to break out the top again. I don't like breakouts after 3 o'clock, but like it is what it is. It doesn't want to get down to 125. Now the consolidation's 26, maybe halfway. Dr. J just said PDD. Is this a sell at this point? I actually met Julius Irving in at Sawgrass Mills Mall in Fort Lauderdale many years ago. Really, really cool dude. It was for some reason, I don't remember the movie we were watching. My brother and I came out of a movie, and we're just kind of chilling out, and all of a sudden, this big 6'7" older gentleman walks past. I'm like, yo, Len, that's Dr. J. He's like, who? Because my brother's not into sports. I'm like, Julius Irving, Dr. J. He's like a really famous basketball player. He's like, okay. I'm like, I want to go talk to him.
Orange juice?
Really cool dude.
I think if he said the same thing to Obi there, I think we will have to get him next time. Next time he's on him and ask him if he knows who Dr. J is.
I think he...
Sports.
Nope, he will not.
Dr. J is famous enough that even...
Nope.
No, you don't think so?
Nope. Ramin has no idea who it is. Most people don't, I would think.
That's
okay. You are very old, but that has nothing to do with it. Okay, just real quickly, Rivia Millionaire, you caught
Legend.
Me. You are right. If you ever hear me like not speaking, basically, it's because I'm listening to Fabian or to Ramin. So busted on that one.
He's lying. Don't listen to him.
I'm lying. Do not listen to me. Again, they're from Maybe I made that up myself. Maybe I didn't. Okay, we are now reloaded. Right now, we'll see if there is going to be money dropping down on this one. I don't know. We only put a small piece back on. We said we wouldn't necessarily do it. We didn't put on anywhere near so right now we put back on about 20% more of our initial position. So now we'll wait. Again, if this Qs goes, I think we might just start to trend higher into the close. There's really no reason for this market to turn around right now. It had a nice bottom today. Real good, man, at 20,200. We actually talked about, this is why I'll be here to put the trade on. I just think it lines up. And I have to put on trades anyways for myself that I believe lines up, so we'll just do that. There's 20,200. We talked about this level as a breaking spot for a long time, the last couple days, right? This goes back all the way to the beginning of the week. Eventually, we broke up there, and then we held. This is where we went long today. So it came back in right there. We went long and brought it all the way back up. So those were good holds. Now up top, you don't really have anything. There's a smooth move back up to the upside now on the futures, really holding out this 50-period moving average. You are percentage points away from the all-time high on the NASDAQ. We got a great report from Oracle. We got a great report from Micron. We got great talk from Tesla coming through. Yesterday, everyone loved the Meta Connect event as that brings new technology in.
It was pretty amazing.
And starts to move the market again. So, there isn't much hate right now.
One.
Plus, you have Apple gone to the upside as well today. So Meta's going to be down fine, but it didn't disappoint yesterday. It actually traded quite well. And then there's Apple today. Again, upside, right? So there's a lot of markets right now that are just hanging out and just straight chilling. I don't see too much underneath now. Maybe NVIDIA. We already brought the market down with SMCI, right? Yeah. So I don't think there's anything wrong with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still up today. Unfortunately, just wow, a lot of executions there. All right.
I got to shout out Vic.
Go ahead, yeah.
Because where'd it go? See, sometimes I lose it. Anyways, Vic Yan Novak. I remember the comment. It was that you just went from down 4K to up $100, which is amazing. I'll tell you right now, when we have red days and anyone on the floor, it's a thing on the floor, or at least it used to be. We used to always talk about it. Gain from the bottom days are some of the most satisfying that you'll ever have as a trader, because what it means, and don't get me wrong, from point A to point B is point A to point B. If you go from 0 to 4K, if you go from 4K down to even, it's effectively the same thing. But there's something about, hey, I was getting it wrong, and you were able to sort of, hey, take a step back, do whatever it is that you do, go for a walk, do your Zen, find the right stocks, just whatever your pattern might be, and then get it and climb it back. I think it's a great job there. Everyone loving you in the chat there. Sherry in the chat just said Costco earnings today levels. So first things first, Dell made another break of the high. I bought the dip in front of the prior high, which was right here at about 126.42. I love the number 42. So if it breaks underneath 40, I want to jump out of Dell. But Dell to the upside, it's one of the few things I can see that's making fresh highs right now. I think it's got room to get to 127. It's power hour. It's trending. It's a breakout on the daily. I look at this chart, and why not think longs in Dell for the next few days until you get to, at least until you get to 130 for sure. But levels on Costco. The problem with Costco is every single time I've ever pulled up a weekly chart and then said, hey, this is where I want to buy Costco. Spoiler alert, I still don't own Costco. I own a bunch of Walmart, but the weekly chart on Costco is one of the more impressive and beautiful things that you'll ever see. The 50-period moving average, it does not even want to get there. You can forget about the 200-period moving average. All that stuff, throw it out the window, and a lot of times that makes it really tricky. Oh, I want to go bring my daily chart down. Now it doesn't want to work. All right, whatever, let's bring the whole thing down. It makes it tricky. On the daily chart, can't sniff the 50-period either. You look at the consolidation on this stock, and it's not giving you any of the obvious areas that I like when I'm looking for, an earnings play, because I like that 50, I like that 200 for sure. If it was within range of a stink bit of one of those, I'd be all over that bad boy. But just in terms of the levels on it right now, you can kind of see on the 15-minute chart, it's got some support, but this support is not going to matter this close to it. 895, 896, where it's been buying, that's so tight that it can chew right through that on any kind of a negative report. And then upside resistance at 925, that's going to be the key. This is a stock, I think you just let it settle. If you like it, you let it settle for a couple of days and you buy it. because every time I've gotten Q with Costco, it's just resulted in me missing the upward trend. So I'm no longer wanting to get Q with it. I feel like, if it does a dip on the report, I'm probably going to buy the dip, but I have no idea where that is going to be. I'm just going to play it by ear next week because every time I don't swing, you don't get anything on Costco.
Yeah, Costco has been one of those, and again, take a line from Kramer there, hold, don't trade names.
Exactly.
For me, I've been long Costco for a minute. Me and my dad used to go back and forth on that stock between 50 and $100, and he was trying to scalp it, and and eventually you get out of the mall, and then when it rips up, you don't have any left.
George.
I remember that with Microsoft in between like $30 to $50. It was there for like a decade, what it seemed like, and then finally started to go. So that was a good one.
That's why it was core 4 when I was a trainee. Because you had that group of big cap tech names that were they chilled in a really good price range for active trading.
Right.
Like it was Microsoft and AMAT and Oracle and
Cisco, maybe?
Cisco. That was the fourth one.
Yeah. Okay. So we just had a little bit of a dip down there, and it's my bad again because we weren't sitting there, but I don't know if I would have got filled anyways. We just made a decent move back into 21 there. The 50 period is at 16. We have to have something there. Like, even though it would only be a dime or 16s, it would only be like 12, 13 cents there. I don't, these futures are just going to hang out. Like, we're now only a half hour away. We talk all the time about these imbalances coming out, and you don't really want to be in position as these come out. So right here, this is what it is right now. All right, Google's, it's nothing.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, that's...
Oh, whatever. They're investing some $3 billion in new data centers in South Carolina. So if you are there, get ready for that. But yeah, no movement there on Google. We'll just hear that with our Benzinga Pro in our ear. So we'll wait for that. MSFT, someone saying a spike. Yeah, I mean, I think that, as these futures continue to go, yeah, Microsoft does gap up a little bit there. Okay, we can wait. CEO Sundar Pichai of Google, of course, $3.3 billion there invested. So, all right. Yeah, Microsoft doing that little dance there. Is that because it's breaking? Hold on, zoom back out a little bit. Wow, what a busy day for Microsoft. But Microsoft just really falls off the open. That was really disgusting. Immediately down $5. Continue to go a little bit lower. Right now, it's kind of just stuck. Look at this, underneath view up. This might have been the short, man. We're shorting the futures. It's this name that is well underneath. So that could be a trade there as well. So we'll wait to see if there's anything happening for Softy with that nice move down. We're going to wait for these futures. That's really all that I'm looking at right now. I mean, I'm sorry, not sorry, but that's what I have on my mind right now are the futures. So we'll wait. We are bidding some 20s. Hopefully that can come in. Alibaba, we said earlier, what? Not Bab. Alibaba right there. I saw Mateo in the back. This dude's happy. Me and him have been talking about this for a while. Thank you to also Elon there in the chat that was mentioning the swing that we talked about earlier on from the year down here in the low 70s. Well, there you go, man. It's 35, 40% of a winner for you on Alibaba now if you were buying these dips. And again, I didn't buy these dips. We bought them earlier when it was sort of barcoding like this. We talked about it earlier on in the beginning of the year when it was looking like this. That's when we were involved. That dip was a great opportunity. And here's the move back up. To me, it looks like Alibaba's getting extended, obviously, to the upside. And we just took it out, actually, right now. The craziest part about Alibaba today is this. We were long at 104. We liked that 104 break, but we're down a cup of coffee now because breaks, we get out, comes back in, we get out. So that's it, man. We tried the 103.50. That didn't work, and then we're out. And now it just blasts to the upside. Look at it, just sort of support some of that pre-market level right there, 101.75. I didn't think we were going that low. So I probably would have lost holding on to this. But I think it was a nice little move here back to the 200 period. You could see it sort of respected it the whole way. Didn't crack it there. I could see you getting stopped out here. But then that retake would have been pretty nice. So yeah, hindsight. That's why I really hate. Like, I love the lessons of the day. I love all of that. I love what we do in the midday. But catching names and doing trades in the wild is completely different than just saying, well, that was a good retracement level. But who has it? So you got to be on those stocks and watching out for them. That's the important thing. That's why scanners are so good. So important is to set your parameters. Once you know what you're trying to trade, it becomes much easier to find it. So, all right, here come the TQQs again. Hopefully we can get a push back in as we're at the highs. So I'm just waiting for the NASDAQ to do something. If we ever get a whisper on any of those imbalance numbers, let us know in the chat. We never really know what they're going to be at the end of the day. So the NASDAQ ones and the New York ones come out at 350. So
and not a lot.
Just kind of sit here waiting.
There's looks before that, and we like if there was something right now that had an early look imbalance. Right now there isn't. Like CNQ, T, I mean HE could be interesting. Visa sell imbalance. If one of the big boys on the New York that we thought would move around a lot was there, we'd let you guys know all about it. Well, I know that symbol. But look, Dell, another 5 minutes, another high. So 126 half to 127 in out. And that's like the reason, like it's ridiculous. Like look at the move up in Dell. It's just going, not parabolic's not the right word. It's linear. Like it's just linear. I remember the days that Palantir would do this when it's on the grind. You know, and it's just, you can see, like it's kind of like program buying. Like nothing is out of control. Like everything is very orderly here. Like no one's getting blown away in any one moment, but it's just grinding higher and higher. When it does this, to me, it's just buy the next available dip or like buy a consolidation, or when it breaks a high, like does a high pullback. If it breaks a high and then pulls back and holds a prior high, those are two places to enter. So like consolidation didn't happen where I was looking for it. I kind of thought it would pull back into the prior high. Again, it didn't quite get there, but this time when it made the break, this went 126.53 into 127.90 something, and it's 127 is the high. Dell's up 5.5% and is doing a fantastic job to the upside. I just saw in the Bears versus Bulls in the chat was saying someone was interested in Marvell. So I feel like Marvell we usually trade on earnings day, and then a couple of days after earnings, or maybe when there's something big happening in the chips and Marvell, for some reason, is making an outsized move that looks tradable. Where's my daily there? Anyways, I can go to the 15-minute. Now, right now, as you're going to be able to see with this chart, Marvell is a hot mess on the 15-minute chart. I know last week I probably had this support, like at 71.5, and then you had this nice clean top there at 76, but then look at what it's done with that. Like it says, who cares? $70 is good. I guess today it reestablished that 71.50, but that's more like a fluke than anything else. Like whatever, that was last week's support, and then all of a sudden it just randomly holds today. But yeah, $76 is the big level on Marvell, but it's a kind of a messy chop. There's times when Marvell is clean and better to trade. I'm not really seeing it as one of them right now. And look at the daily chart as well on Marvell. I don't know what would you guys do with this? I guess buy 70s, sell 78s. Not much going on with MRVL. And they're always late in the earnings cycle. So wait a minute. Oh, that's right. They report. They still haven't reported. That's why it's not doing anything. They don't report till the 29th. There you go. So yeah, let's wait for these guys to report.
Monday? What did they?
Oh, wait a minute. No.
29th.
No, they already reported on this one. They don't report until they were late. So they just reported late last month. So they're going to be like really late in the cycle. So since then, it's doing nothing. So maybe the rest of the chip space has to make a move because this is the barcode central. Look at the daily chart. Like this daily chart is about as boring as it gets on this stock.
Yeah, I feel you in those comments over there about your wife went to Costco. And yeah, I'm not too bullish when that happens either in our household, but we get a lot of good deals, man. There's a lot of good deals there at Costco. So watch out for that. Okay, so right now, I mean, you pay a membership price. You pay a membership fee. All right, so here goes NVIDIA. I just, under my breath, I was just like, basically forget about this. Like, if you break VWAP right now on NVIDIA, look at it going. Look at this stock going. I mean, it's up $1 right here just in the last 20 to 30 minutes. A huge move upside right now for NVIDIA. We're short the market, so I understand that that's going to be slippery slopey for me. But yeah, I want to take that break, and that break is going to be, how come it doesn't show VWAP there? There it is. So that break of VWAP, I think, is a decent one, man. Break of 60s. Let's give it a little bit more than that, like 65, 66, 67. If we can break that, then let's go on NVIDIA. We're going to just try it. The momentum is very, very strong with this one. Naturally, y'all can see that. Okay, we did take some more cues up here. Just because we were 10 cents away from getting stopped out, and it's kind of like lulling me to sleep. We don't necessarily want to be all over this when it's doing this, but again, we'll just wait to see. VWAP, if NVIDIA can resist that VWAP, which it looks like it wants to do, maybe we do get a pull back in, and here comes the futures right now. So now we're back into the money on it. Let's put a bid at 24. We are also bidding 21s right now as the 50 period. Did we just get it? There it is. Did we get 21s as well there? Yes, we did right there. Good job there, Sean, getting that. So we will now pat ourselves on the back for that reload, and now watch out because the futures are coming back in and our net is coming back up. So good trading here by going short. Give me that 17s, baby. That's a lucky number. Maybe not. We'll wait for that now, but there it is. We'll go to the downside. You talked about Wendell Clark signed jersey yesterday with Ryan Faluna. Of course, he is number 17. All right, bring it. There it is. Give it. Bring it on down to 17s, right now. We get that, Phil? No, we did not. But we're still sitting there. Again, to miss by a penny, that's day traders' sorrows. But there it is, right there. Nice move to the downside. Yes, sir. We will keep on ringing that register right now as the market trying to go back upside for us. So downside, sorry. Net going up, market going down. We'll continue that short right now. So good little reloads here. It's not a super sexy trade, but doesn't necessarily have to be. We're bidding 12s. Then if we get a drip, then we're even laughing even more. So far, so good here on this market. Let's let it go, man. There it is. We talked about options with Joe. Different topics here. We have a crypto moment. We have Satya with crypto as well. And now we got futures trading here. So let's just keep on going there. Neil's in something I can't see.
I'm about to go short.
On.
Oh, well, I reloaded Mara off of that 50 level. It's at 51 by 52, but like it bounced off of VWAP. Intel consolidating underneath 2390, but Dell in that channel that has been holding to the upside this whole way, it's threatening a mean reversion here on Dell. So it's been churning to the upside. This would be the most significant, since it made this kind of sturdy move in, this would be the most significant curl. Now, want to look to the short here, but this is not one of those situations short to the high of the day. This is a short till it regains right up here at about 80, so 80 to 85. Not necessarily to the high of the day at that 27 level. So I'd like to see, as it's going to try to bounce back through, you have the big down candle. I'd like to see that it fail back underneath this trend. And if it does that, because every time it's tried, you see it like tries to go down, there's been a few times, it just bounces right back. It needs to consolidate underneath to set that one up. Intel, just to quickly show you, right? NASDAQ to New York to NASDAQ. Intel with the consolidation here underneath that 24 resistance. Look, what's weird about it is that all morning long, I was like, hey, Intel, let's get back above 24 so we can go long. And it just never did. And then eventually it got down to that 2330 bottom from yesterday in the breakout trade. But look at what it's doing underneath 24 here. So if it's not going to break out, this is 23.94 is actual, 93.94 is the high. Then I want to be short in here back into VWAP. What do we have here? Super chat. Thank you, David, for the super chat. DJT to 0 by February. Didn't mean to tease the accent yesterday. It's all in good fun. If us Canadians have a funny accent, then have at it. Great friend, married an Oilers fan, and we talk shiz. Consolidate poutine fries, boys. Nothing like some good poutine. Good Canadian fare there, as always. DJT probably not going to 0. I mean, if you look at it, I forget what the revenue was, but like the revenue on DJT was hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. And what's the market cap on this thing? I don't know it offhand, but where's the market? $2.8 billion. So I'm not going to waste my time doing that math, but that's the reason that you have a bunch of people thinking this could go to like 0, and they throw stuff out there like that. So yeah, it's still trending to the downside. It's still a short till it's not. I did try it on a lower high. Probably not the best entry, but the big short level is 1440 right now. I think you have to wait for this or just a resumption of breaking lows, which it's not really breaking lows the last couple of days. Like it's inside the range 14.4 to 13.5. Until it does something outside of that range, I think you kind of sit still and wait around for it. Mara, the third reload, and we do not hold on. So we've been getting at 48, 50, and then 48, and it does not hold on. So early on, this is the trade that I feel like I shouldn't have had. This is the trade that in the moment I liked the most, but in the moment was the wrong one because it was a trend reversal trade. And I was going long into it on MARA. But here we're able to scalp it a couple of times. I'm into Intel, was giving you the reasoning there. And it's also Dell, which is setting up its own trend reversal But as I said, here, draw that trend line back and actually save it. It's breaking, it's trying to break down, but it's not holding underneath the trend. Like you're seeing buying off the trend line instead of selling underneath. If they're selling underneath, go short. If they're still buying, then it's still a long apparently.
Yeah, this has just been, I mean, again, thank you everybody for watching. It's been one of those markets here where not much happening in the afternoon. I mean, I wish to tell you there was more going on, but we can always check out some stocks that are moving. What about Boeing? That's been going recently. Some new, still doesn't look like it. 155. I was going to say it's been around 155. Look at this daily chart right here. Pretty consolidating to the downside. Looks like it wants to break lower. Momentum's down. We keep on making lower highs. Right there. I guess right here at 162. As we continue to follow it, probably a better chart for something like this would be like a weekly chart because the daily just continues to be crushed. And I mean, even here, up 1.6% is real nice. But look at this move. I don't know. Maybe there was news midday on Boeing from 153, or it just caught that bid.
I was just about to check that
just
because
caught
that's
that bid. Now you're breaking below. So look at all these lines, man. There's the 50 period breakdown. You would have had a good out there. If you would have played the cross on the 50 period, you might have still been in this right now. So that could be something. But there's the push down now, breaking through VWAP. We can always wait to see what's happening here with Boeing. But it looks like it is trying to make that move back in now. So that's that. But my only concern is still with the futures. And I just want to tell everybody, if you're just joining us for the first time right now, hi, it's Sean, and it's me. We are waiting to see if anything is going on with the futures. I mean, we've gotten some out here on the 50 period moving average. We're playing with house money. We will not be down on this position. If it does break above 50, that's our spot right now. We did reload every time. We kept getting it out. But again, after doing something called math, we are going to wait now and see if that breaker does happen. I just don't want to be averaged in all the way up in case the market does decide to take out this little top right here. We're just going short. We had bad SMCI news. We don't have many earnings tonight. We have Costco. Again, people want us to make predictions about things. And I mean, if you were going to say that Micron was going to blow out earnings yesterday, then my hat's off to you. I mean, you could always say up or down on a stock. The implied move for Costco, this is just based on the options market and what's been showing, is 7%. So, or was it 7% or was it 4%? I feel like 7's too much. It's 4. Right, so 4% for Costco. So a $900 name, 4%, give it $40, something like that there. So, definitely could be a play coming in at some point here for Costco today. So we'll wait and see if we get any love for that name. But I would like a dip buy. I think it's worth buying. I heard Joe talk about this on the midday show as well. Any drip into the 50 period moving average on a name like Costco, I really like that. It really gets going. I mean, you might think that like some of these names only have upside with respect to technology stocks, but Caterpillar, Deere, Costco, Walmart, Brendan brought to our attention today, Carnival Cruise and some of those RCL. There's so many names, not energy names, but so many names that continue to climb to highs. Home Depot is another one, right? I mean, Costco just hovering around. Feels like it wants to do something right now. I would say go for it, Costco, if you have a chance. And I think we could break this 920. It could be a big day for Costco. We'll hear if I know Brendan talked about this the other day as well. They've increased memberships now. So we'll see about that revenue, how sticky membership pricing is.
Well, you're not getting rid of yours, so.
Getting rid of mine? No.
Exactly.
No.
But I mean, is it,
we're not getting rid of it.
Didn't they
I want to see how sticky
too?
it is. So have they had too many cuts? Have people sort of pulled back on that? Because I know that we've seen very specific retail names get hit as the shift is over to a Walmart and to a Costco. So again, you still have to pay the 180 or not 180. What is it? 130? I think
it's that the dollar names, except for the one here in Canada.
Well, that's right. Dollar Tree
and Dollar General have been down. What's crazy is here in Canada, in Canada, Dollarama has been flying. Like it's very strange because Dollar Tree and Dollar General, like yours in the States, are getting crushed. But just Caterpillar. I mean, Caterpillar's been an absolute beast. Been breaking out. I love Caterpillar. I know I'm pretty sure Shreve got in this is the same place when it just recently bounced off to 50 on the weekly chart there. Look, Intel, the consolidation broke the high, so we're in, we're out. It does not hold on. I'm kind of hoping we get another shot at 23.30 on this stock. I can want it to go back down there, but when I look at Intel here, it's got the classic bottom, like destroyed stock that's been now climbing, or I go back to the daily so you can see, there's the double bottom at 1860. So the context for this level out in the wild is that's the same double bottom you saw on the daily, the higher low, then you make the same double top, you break it out, then top turns into support again. All you got to do is take out the top and then rinse and repeat for an up move over in Intel. I think that's a good one. Apparently GameStop just had a bit of a volume spike in, oh no, again, level 2 just crashed. GameStop just had a bit of a spike just now, and I saw some people in the chat talking about it. I didn't hear anything on the news on Benzinga, but GME, I mean, it's not a huge move. It's like a 1% move, but yeah, like it just did this. That's not a huge amount of volume, nor is it that big. 30 cents is pretty good on a $22 stock, but it's not really screaming. Good volume, think worth keeping an eye on, but there's only 20 minutes to go in the day. That's the other thing here. We're getting close to those imbalances where generally, if something doesn't set up like really quick, then I wait till 350 to see if we get a trading opportunity. And it might be nothing on the imbalance. You know, there's nothing wrong with sitting on the hands there. Dell's not really giving that mean reversion trade that I was looking for. It could, but it's still pretty strong. I think when you're going against the grain on something, hey, I actually did it right this time. You want to make sure it sets up. So it's holding a high at 27, but I'm not really getting the selling action underneath the trend line. Like it's hugging the trend line still. Until it's breaking down under, there's no short, and we're running out of time.
Yeah, we let's go again. I mean, I feel so stupid hitting this, but we took a 22 fill there on the TQQ, just like trying to put a little bit more in our pocket as the futures just do this dance and do absolutely nothing. So that was Costco there today. Nothing from the cat. Says proper paradox there. So obviously meaning roaring kitty, not posting anything up right now. So we'll wait if there is any movement there on GME. Neil just talked about it. I'll keep it up or keep it on our mind anyways, as we'll watch out for that. Did AMC do anything? 450. I can't remember where this has been. 450. No, not much. It's
always
nice
at
move
450.
upside for sure there tonight. Today, did Starbucks? How close did Starbucks get to 100? That would 97.50. Still not too bad. Okay, I like that. Good hold there on the 50 period. Or sorry, on VWAP. Plus right now at the 50 period for Walmart. But look at this. Wow. Again, this is what I talk about teaching and doing, and you know, you just look back at this. Look, that's VWAP. We like VWAP. That's VWAP again. That's VWAP again. That's VWAP again. Oh boy, just continued being great fades off of volume weighted average price. So there it goes again. You don't need an anchor to do this. You don't need anything. You just need basic software that will calculate the volume weighted average price. And look at this, bounce, 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 bounce. So yeah, it could be
That's
something
as
there.
clean as it gets.
Just hearing BlackBerry's still going. The thing about BlackBerry is going to be
kind of.
I didn't think, and we had thought about this a couple times about short floats and whatnot, but I didn't think, like, there's Rocket Lab. Yesterday, someone asked me about Rocket Lab and what I thought about that one. Oh no, this is going to be frozen now. Did I just, now I can't. Okay, RKLB. Just want to see what that's doing today. Looks like only up 1%, so not much. BlackBerry right now, I want to check the short float. Right, exactly, only 5%. So please don't play this for a short move or anything like that. It's only down an amazing 30% since January, while every other stock, not every other stock, but many other names are pumping to the upside. So BlackBerry right now, bless you. It's not even like it's getting that big of a bump, but up 6% heading into earnings. And looky right there, BlackBerry, 260 a top. So if you're looking for something, it would be BlackBerry to break out tonight. Someone might have a whisper number on something, and that's just like people think they know something, whether or not they do or not. There's BlackBerry implied move of 11%. Last time was 11, this time 11. So we'll wait to see here for BlackBerry. Super exciting movements coming for BlackBerry.
What's that?
I can zoom in. Yeah, there's nothing else today. It's just Costco aftermarket, Vail, BlackBerry, and Scholastic coming out again aftermarket tonight. So join me with Danielle Shea, and we'll figure all of that out. But there's the NVIDIA daily chart, means nothing. All right, we'll keep going. I did have that breaker on NVIDIA to the upside there, and look what it did. Does not. It turns completely around from that level. So again, we identify the right level, but it doesn't look like we'll take that breakout trade right now. It's 343. The Futures need to start to do something pronto, or we might not get into anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's it's still basically the same sideways range. I have eyes on Dell for that reversion, but it's now 343. No, unchanged on the imbalance locator for early looks. Still CNQ, AT&T, and Suncor and Visa. Like it's just the same 4 names, 3 buys, and Visa's a sell of $1 million. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, U.S. Steel, who cares? I mean, that's really not that significant. It's only 600,000 shares anyways. Vale's there for a sell, but oh yeah, they're dual listed. Like I don't care how big an imbalance comes in Vale. The way that the auction works in Brazil is funky. So, it can come out any size in New York, but it doesn't matter because it's what happens over in Brazil for a name like that. Okay, here comes some actual selling on Dell underneath the trend. Okay, so it's trying to go. I'm going to try and pick some up. If it breaks back above the high, it's an easy out. Dell going for the mean reversion. I mean, it's also possible that this could come out with a buy imbalance. So I'm going to have a stop order locked and loaded. There was a trader, and I think it was SOS in the chat. And it's not to call them out. They put it in the chat this morning that was mentioning that they happened to be in SMCI when that news hit without a stop. And look, I've been there before. Like I was live on the show during Morgan Stanley earnings, I think it was. And then they had, I just typed SOS instead of SMCI. And I was trading in, I'm pretty sure it was Morgan Stanley. It was during the morning. The earnings call was going on. And it ran through my level. And my stop order did not it executed, but it didn't actually get a fill because there was liquidity vacuum during the earnings call. So I got trapped in a nasty move. And it happened, but having a stop order at all times to protect you, because this was a strong stock going up. And there's all the reason in the world why you would have said this is a long, right? Like it was breaking higher. Certainly if you were in the money here, it was still above the breakout price, at least supporting it. So you had dip buys at 470. But if you were protected with a 470 or just a low of the day stop, like it does wonders having it in there. I always advocate trading with stop orders. Like before I even got into position in Dell just now, I had to stop back through this 127 high. So no matter what, if it breaks the even dollar, I'm out of this thing. And it gives you that peace of mind when you're trading. Intel's trying to go to the upside apparently. Yeah, I was in that one and it's starting to go up there. I think Intel is looking like a pretty good long. I just don't want to get into it. The reason Dell is just look at the nice trend to the upside and now you're getting a mean reversion. So I think it can get down to 126 if this market decides to cooperate. Waited for it to break that trend. It's really a line of best fit, but usually I don't want to just see it, like when you've had that line of best fit, I don't want to see it just kind of tank and break the line by a little bit. I want to see some actual selling underneath. Like there's a big difference between this down candle that tags it and bounces and then rides back along, and this candle which breaks it underneath. That's an entry to me. This is never, like that's a trap entry if you ever take it. I'd rather lose on the entry where it's confirming underneath. So that's what we're doing over there in Dell. Carvana apparently breaking out. Don't tell me it's a Carvana kind of day too. We just had GameStop on everybody's mind and CVNAs on the New York. On the drop down here, what are we doing here? Yeah, we're breaking out the highs on Carvana. It was CarMax that reported and got dumped today and then did a huge V-shaped recovery on CarMax. CVNA, kind of a bounce as well, like a red to green story on Carvana, so it's definitely making a bit of a move. You always like these run stops on squeeze names in either direction, like run stops underneath and then go, or just break out tops and start squeezing. But Carvana, a long way away from squeezing, $6 from the local high. But a good V-shaped recovery today at least. It went from red to green, which is a lot more than a few stocks can say today.
And not expecting much here on the imbalances, as we talked about that a little bit there. And we'll talk about it every day. We'll wait to see. These are all from 9:30. In a couple minutes, they will be loaded up again, and we'll be able to see what is hitting for tonight. So we'll close that for now. Tesla on the way, I thought down, but not really. Stops at 353 there, so that's kind of a pause right there for that. NVIDIA hanging out right now, not doing too much. Let's check out on Apple quickly to see if there's anything going on there. Yo, what's up, Trade the Pool guy? On the bottom there. Yo.
Hey.
Bang, bang. All right.
The wink and the gun.
Right there. Yes, sir. All right. Apple making a move down now, finally. It looks like the futures might want to go, which would be very, very good for us here as we've talked about our futures position now. And it looks like it might be a good one. So we'll wait to see here if we can get some love in this. If the market tanks, we'll be there. We are bidding 12s. We're bidding O's. Maybe we get a push down. Maybe we do not. But for right now, it is the TQQs trying to hold out for this short right now. So maybe it'll come back in for us. That's that play. We wait for Costco into tonight. Again, we'll see if there's any movement right now. As if not doing anything is Costco. Puff, puff, pass. Micron with a big report last night. You had Neil on the show last night with that report. Was a big one. It came like we had it. I was still sitting here. That came out relatively early. 111 right there. So not bad level for Micron, 111. We'll see if we can break above that as well. But now we only have 45 seconds left until the imbalances come out, and we'll be able to see what we're doing with those. So, yeah, just a matter of minutes now. Amazon just had a little bit of a story. I heard in my ear, but doesn't do anything. Yeah. Right there. I actually really like that break right there as well. Remember we had yesterday, we had an Amazon break that we liked at this time of day, but the imbalances sort of
they throw
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my bid's are already out here. My offer's already out. We sort of talked about where we're getting out. If this does go against us, it will be the TQQ, so we'll wait to see about that one right now. But here we go, man. Only 15 seconds. You can stay here if you want. I'll have it up, and then we'll have a quick look. So there's a TQQ. We will click on immediately any name that I see one way or the other. I am expecting to get either the bid or the offer at 1 second. It doesn't look like anything. The NASDAQ does nothing. It looks like Apple, we said we'd look at that for a quick little sell, 1.4 million shares. It's done 25 million today.
Nothing.
So not a big pause for concern there. That's a sell. Cisco's a buy, Kenvue. I mean, there's NVIDIA, so a name that, again, a sell, but you would think that that would start this cascading downside. Futures not doing anything right now. We do not get that bid. Let's put a bid at 22 again. We're waiting for lower on this. Hopefully we can get it. I don't know if we will right now, but that's what we're waiting for. Futures to push down. I'm bidding 22s. We're bidding 12s. We're bidding O's, but it doesn't look, there you go. We missed the 22, but we'll see. Not much happening, man. Apple trying to hold out hope here for a nice little bounce, but sell imbalance there. Yeah. Not seeing much, man.
Like, I just jumped out of Dell. Like, when the imbalances came out, Dell was kind of, I didn't even see Dell on the imbalances, to be honest with you, but it was cruising to the downside after that trend reversal. And then at 350, this happened. So whether it was a buy imbalance or not, at that point, I'm always going to tighten up to stop. And if it just starts breaking against me in the last 10 minutes, I'm not going to hold it to that high of the day. As Sean already mentioned, it's Apple that's a sell imbalance. You said Kenvue. NVIDIA is a sell of just under $1 million. To the down, well, obviously. Intel is a buy of 750,000, so it's pretty mixed overall. But as far as I'm concerned, when you take a trade in front of it, like this reversion, it should start working right away. And if at 350 it goes against me, then at 350 I'm just going to get out at the local high. So we're going to jump out of Dell, which is up 5.5%. I think, despite the fact went for the mean reversion trade, I still believe this is a good-looking long opportunity for some trend continuation. Dell blowing out the top when SMCI took out the bottom. I think that speaks volumes for what's going well here for them. Right there was Salier Gazan. Sorry if I got that wrong in the chat there, but you just said 130 is next on Dell. I 100% agree. I think we're headed to 130 on Dell. The daily chart's telling you that. The relative strength is telling you that in Dell. The way it's getting bought up here today, I think certainly bodes well for that as well.
All right. Bang, bang. I shot the sheriff. Yeah. So there it is, man. Don't ask questions. The deputy is still around. That's the problem.
The whole point is you don't shoot the deputy fake.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. I'm trying to just get out of this position. So it's going to be a good one. Let's just go chicken dinner winner. We've been sitting here. We made back about a third of what we were down, maybe, just doing this on the futures here. So far, so good. We're bidding 06s. We talked about that. We were bidding 12s. We got that. We got 15s. Now we're bidding 06s. Let's see if that continuation move back into the downside can happen. Give me those 06s right now. We'll see if we can get it. Remember, this will move triple whatever the futures are moving right now. So that's going to be something to watch out for as we concern ourselves with more movements here into the close. So yeah, just hitting some keys here, trying to get some orders all set up. I might put another bid right now at 10s. Let's just at 11. Sorry, let's do that. There it is. So we get it now. And yeah, not much else happening right here for me. Just kind of resting out. We do have that bid at 06. We talked about that. Hopefully that will come in and fill us up. Other than that, we can go back and look at the imbalance locator, see if there is anything, see if Costco moved at all into the close. Sometimes we try to watch out for this and see if there is going to be something about some of the movements here into the close on some of these names. But for right now, Costco makes a move down. The whole market kind of flushed a little bit. I don't think it's Costco specific by any stretch of the imagination, but there it is. We do get it now, so we get that 06 fill. So that was a good one. And the futures are pulling back in there. There's new holdings. We had that trade a while ago. Apple's still staying sell. So we'll have to see now if Apple can hold that bid or not. Maybe more downside flushes, but there it is, man. Now 40 handles or so in the money off the top. Let's see if we get even more of a flush on Apple.
Yeah, now Dell goes. I knew there was a stock all afternoon, and thank you in the chat for Chip Greenside 24 for asking about AMD. I knew there was something we were forgetting to look at. AMD is also very strong. So we were just talking about Dell's relative strength. You can throw the same look on AMD. It broke out. It's holding some highs in here. Like, it's going to close not at the high of the day, but very, very darn close to it, up 3.5% plus. So when a lot of other names went down with, I guess, down with this SMCI and to a certain extent NVIDIA, this one managed to hold the highs. It's still in breakout mode above the 50-period moving average, and this one doesn't have resistance until like 75.80. So a good look over there on AMD. It is what it is, but yeah, now Dell decides it wants to break that trend and really start heading to the downside. Looks like it just had to retest 127, but I got out essentially flat when it broke back above break even. In the last few minutes of the day, you don't have that much time for it to work. And if it's kind of like a gimmicky trend reversal into 350, well, if at 350 it goes up, I get out. But Dell, I still think it's a strong stock. But let's not forget AMD, I think rightfully so, and shout out to everyone in the chat that's bringing it up. It's definitely another stock which is bucking this trend. On a day like today, what's closing at the highs? What was trending up that manages to hold on to it? I think that's going to be here. You're going to have Costco after the bell. That's the biggie. On the off chance that BlackBerry does something, maybe you'll talk about that as well. Oh, yeah, I'm suggesting it's probably not going to, but also don't forget, we've got Danielle Shea. It was a great job today with Joe talking some options. Yep. You're going to get another shot there with Sean and Danielle after the market today for the market recap show. So it's going to be a good one. We always love having. All of our guests are fantastic. But we have to enjoy Danielle while she's still able to be on the show, right? Because when the baby arrives, then we lose her for a little bit. So make sure you get your questions in the chat. And if you want to get your questions in the chat, you have to be a subscriber. So if you want to engage with us, talk a little stock here and there, engage with the community, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like, and ring the bell. Hit that bell to make sure you're notified when we're on. But we're always on. That's always a key one. See, I got it there, Fabian. You didn't have to tell me in the air that they also ring the bell. There you go. Hit the like. That's that one. And then the bell's right there.
Make sure you hit the bell and do not miss a single notification as well there. So thank you, Fabian, for that. As he's always telling us
he's on point, man.
In case we forget. So thank you for that one, Fabian. The Chilean nightmare, as Sharif has
I haven't had chili in a while.
Coined him. Okay. All right. So we're still short at 35. I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get too much action here on the downside. I mean, look, it's a big trade. I mean, we're short in the futures. It works. So yeah, we'll take it right now. We'll be happy to do that for you and for everybody else as well right there. So we put that short in. We just take another piece out there at 11s. We now have 10% left of this. I was still waiting for 91s. I don't think we're going to get that. We're bidding now 73, and we'll see if we can get that one coming back in for us. But again, what was a decent day trading? I mean, it really was the SMCI show. We'll talk about this more on the after show as well. So make sure you do join us, of course. But yeah, that was just puke city there in the middle of the day. A bunch of halts, as you guys can see there. Just not really that well traded to the downside. I mean, I don't know if you re-shorted it on that halt, that's great. right here again on the second halt would have been fine. Third halt, reopens down here. So whether or not you're able to get that long, that would have been the case there. Trying to average into it down here at 357, probably not a good look. That broke down to 387. That breaks down to 375. That looks like that will be the bottom. So we'll see tomorrow if SMCI can hold that 370.
SSR.
Yeah, it's SSR too. So we'll see if it can hold that 375 bottom into tomorrow. But 358. Looks like we won't be able to clear out too much of, well, we only have 10% left. Let's take a piece out right now. See if we get a 21. No, we do not. I might just punch this all out now as it goes back up. So there it is. We'll punch out 25s, end our trade there. Was a pretty good one on the TQs to end the day. We got some good outs, man. 73, 73.40. Sorry, 73.40 was our reload. 73.0, 73.10. Good trading there to close out. But yeah, overall pretty good. We'll be down what we were up yesterday, which is never good. Disney, Google, Costco, Micron. Look at that big size there on the TQs. You don't see that too often there. So 30s, there's something there. But if you want to see it, it'll just rip through that. Just a quick look on Costco.
Yeah, someone just trying to get a close. They probably really want that fill at the close.
All right, and then just a quick check on Micron to see what's happening. So it does bounce off. Oh, that 111. We talked about that level. Nice drip down there for Micron. Okay, I'm out of here with only 1 minute left. We'll see who rings that bell.
Less than 1 minute to go, everybody. I just want to remind, SMCI being down that 10%, the last time, and it was on that short seller report, that they had that big 10% down move. The next day, it was a great series of SSR bounces. It was 2 or 3 of them at the open, where it was short sell restricted, and you had some pretty clean bounces off the pre-market low. So we'll probably look for a little bit of that tomorrow morning on SMCI. I'm pretty sure that's literally the last time I traded it, was after it was the SSR bounce day. And it wasn't a big move on the day, but it was good opportunities in the first 15 to 20 minutes before it broke down again. But you know what time it is? We got to get the bell. Brought to you by Firefly Neurosciences, revolutionizing brain health. And in 3, 2, or 1, ring it, Ramin. Big shout out and thank you to Ramin for ringing the bell. Shout out to Firefly as well for being a sponsor here on the show. It was a wild one today. It was an SMCI kind of day. Stole the headlines out of nowhere. This is the best thing about the market. You never know what you're going to get. We were cruising to the upside. You had lots of great longs early, and then this happened. So SMCI down 12%, even after bouncing $30, still down 12%. On the session is SMCI. So we'll have to watch out for this one tomorrow. It's probably going to be wild. We're going to have Costco as well after the bell here. Got to shout out to Fabian and Ramin on the 1s and 2s and give a big, big, big shout out on the midday. There's Fabian. I don't know where Ramin went. She's over there somewhere, I'm pretty sure. We have Andre, who is still hard at work. He never leaves his desk. It's absolutely insane, the work ethic there. But big shout out on the midday to Joe joining Sharif and talking options with you guys. I think he did a fantastic job. That's what we're trying to do, give you guys some new content every single day. But you still have Costco earnings and BlackBerry. We'll see what happens with them, Scholastic. But the big deal, I think, is in addition to that, we're going to have Danielle Shea joining Sean at the desk for the market recap, which starts about now as Costco still waiting those earnings. Let's go to the desk.
Yeah, we're ready.